her, you love her. I always tell the story. I'm the very first Evil Regal. I saw it before you. And it was always a secret, because I'm on Snow's team, but I'm secretly Evil Regal. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for really, she's a legend, man. She's the one and only Lana Parrilla. Water? You need to bring anything?
Coffee.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Hail the Queen!
Well,
oh my God, this is awesome. Thank you so much.
Love you, babe. Go have a great time, and I'll see all too soon. And they will be booing when I come back. Trip in. All right, later, guys. One more time for Lana Parrilla.
Thanks, sorry. Sorry, I'm late. What's up, everyone? What's up? It's fringe now going. It's like, we're not used to bands, you know? It's like, it's beautiful! People like them. It's a little Joan Jetty. I dig it. A little rock and roll queen. Rock and roll queen. Say that 5 times. All right, where are we starting? I can't see anything. I love the lights on me, but I love. And I can't see y'all, and I love seeing y'all, but
house lights.
maybe we can find like a middle ground somewhere.
House lights.
Okay, let's do house lights and some pretty lights on here too. Yes. White spot on their face. All necessary now. I just became Southern. Okay, hi. Hi. Should we start on this side? Or should we start on this side? Sorry. All right, we're gonna start on the left.
Hi, I'm Tristan.
Oh, hey, sweetie.
Hi, and so I like writing, and I've been writing for a long time, so I try to write different projects I can come up with, and I always wanted to do Once Upon a Time Season 8 whenever it would come to an end, like write an extra season. So and since you did your directorial debut, I was wondering if you did any writing and what advice you could give me.
Wow. I'm not a writer. I do like to write, but I help people that write sometimes. I would say, well, Adam and Eddie would definitely say, obviously, go to university and study English and writing, and then intern. And then maybe you can write the Once Upon a Time, 3-hour movie. A lot of unresolved, I'm sure we're going to need 3 hours.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's lovely seeing you. All these kids are growing up on me. They're like, I met you last year. I'm like, yeah, but last year you were like this tall, and this year you're like this tall, and I'm the same height. So that's unfair. Nice to see you again. Hi. Hi. I don't feel so far. Okay, wait.
So my question is actually sort of a request.
Yes.
I'm hoping that you won't mind saying my favorite quote from the show.
Delay the bitch? Oh, sorry.
That's my second favorite.
What is it? Please remind me of a lot of things.
I know. It's So in season 4, when the Snow Queen has everyone under the shattered spell, the shattered sight spell, and you're the evil queen again, and Emma comes in and she's like, "How do you walk in that thing?" And Regina says, "With the poise and composure of a queen."
With the poise and composure of a queen.
Hi, my name is Katrina.
Strike on stage.
Hi, my name is Katrina and I love you so much. And my question is, if you could pick a relationship from the show to make a TV show about, which relationship would you choose?
Swan Queen.
I think Swan Queen would definitely be one. Because we have a huge fandom there, and I think it's great. I also think the sister spinoff would be good. Why did it take me 5 years to figure this one out? All right, next question. Hi, sweetheart.
I'm Bree, and my question is, the world seems to be filled with unhappy and mean people. What is one thing that makes you hopeful about the world is becoming?
The fact that you're carrying this burden in your heart at your age is so bringing tears to my eyes. What is that about? Oh boy. Hope. People like you give me hope. People like you do. Carry this on your heart for love. Have fun with life. End this conversation. No. What gives me hope? You give me hope. People with dormant, thinking gives me hope. And people like this can actually make a difference. We're ones who are conscious of what's going on in the world and are aware and are trying to instill hope and light and positivity in the world, which is what our show did. Clearly, because look at all of you. It's such an incredible impact, had such an incredible impact on so many people. And often we tell these tragic, horrible, dark stories, which are fun to tell, as actors too. Like, you always want to play, like, these really gruesome, people with addictions and stuff like that, and it's fun to portray those characters, and I will one day. Just letting everyone know, I will one day. But Once Upon a Time really had such a positive message. And that is something I hope to continue doing in my work, which is, putting a positive message out there so people like you who watch it are inspired to change the world. And people like many of you who have shared your personal stories with me, who have chosen a different path in life and not been destructive or self-destructive or harmful to others and themselves. So I guess you give me hope. And you all give me hope.
We love you!
You to leave. This kid's whole life. Stop it. Oh God, now it's Lana and Jared panel. But no. Okay, sorry. Okay, next question. We're here for 3 hours.
Hi, I'm Allie from Boston. I think everyone here when I say we think you're a goddess.
salt of the earth, and I just wanted to know a little bit about your acting process, how you transitioned to Ronnie, what decisions you made differently to differentiate her from Regina, and what things were similar.
Well, when she was asleep, when Ronnie was asleep, or I guess under the spell curse, I really just wanted her to be super different than the sort of stoic, very rigid at times Regina and her pantsuits. She was fun in her pantsuits, but I feel like Ronnie was a little bit modeled after how I dress. I was kind of like, wait a minute, that's like what I have in my closet. And they're like, we want her to dress like that. I'm like, oh crap. You know, she had a little bit more of me, I would say. And I know Adam and Eddie wanted that. They're like, just be you.
You're hot.
And, well, thank you.
You're hot.
Well, thank you. I'm going to come here more often. But the times that she started to wake up, and I would sort of slip Regina in there, but it was kind of, it was a tough marriage because Regina was so known for so long in such a way, and then bringing in Ronnie was like, that was more comfortable for me as a person and as an actor portraying her because she was closest to me. But it was fun to integrate the two characters and find these little like Regina quirks to add in there, or drop my voice into a different register to kind of, include the evil Queen Regina. So, yeah, it's just slowly happened over time.
Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Excuse me.
My name is Carla. So I loved the chemistry between Regina and Cecilia. So if you didn't happen to die, do you think Regina could potentially fall in purpose?
The last few words that I didn't hear.
Okay, so if
he didn't die,
do you think Regina could have potentially fallen for him in the future?
probably. I feel like he was on a good path. I feel like he was starting to make better choices. But that probably wouldn't have happened in season 7. Possibly in season 8. It was a tough one because, Robin it took 3 years to tell the Robin and Regina story. It's hard for the audience and for Regina to easily move on, right? So that it takes time to move on. So they would have played that out. Where did she go? Any last second question? Oh, what's she doing? Sorry. That's different all of a sudden. Okay, go back to those. Anyway, I think it would have taken a little bit of time. So they probably would have fallen in love in season 8. Towards the middle. Episode 9. Yes. Hi.
So my question is, what's your favorite dance move and can you show us?
My favorite dance move?
Yes!
I mean, it's always just shake of the ass. I like that. And then I think my drag queen name would be Lady Lucas Flower. Do you know why?
No.
Oh, what's your name?
Lucas.
That's right.
I'm so cute!
Because yours is Regina. So why can't I have Lucas and mine? Thank you, Lucas. You've been waiting on that one. Hi.
Hi, Lana. My name's Andres, and my question is, have you watched the show Manifest, and would you join it?
You booger! You're a big snotball, because this morning I thought, shoot, I haven't seen Josh's show yet. You know what? I got stuff going on. I got things going on. It's on my list of shows to watch because I have not seen it yet, although I do promote the hell out of them because I love my friends. But no, I haven't watched it yet. And this morning, as I was doing my makeup, I thought, I wonder how the show's doing. I haven't seen it. I bet it's great. I bet he's doing great. I'm so happy for him. So, do you love it?
Yeah.
I mean, I would have tuned in anyway at some point. I don't watch anything anymore. I can't keep up. I'm overwhelmed by all the content. There's a lot out there, and it's really hard to keep up. I rarely get past episode 5 and anything else.
I love your mood.
I don't know. I like movies. Thank you. So, sorry to disappoint. Okay, next question. Thank God for these boots. All right.
I was wondering, how does it feel to like hear that you've helped people? Because you've helped me so much in my life.
Thank you. It makes me feel humbled and very lucky.
You're amazing. Flawless, baby.
Alright, this kind of walking across the street is getting to me. Go for it. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Amelia, and my question is, if Regina could have had kids with Robin, what would they name them and why?
That's good.
God, I mean, how long does it take for someone to name a child? I have 30 seconds to figure this out. Okay. Maybe Maleficent, number 2. Regina's best friend. Did we have, did I have a boy and a girl? I'm now speaking as if I'm a boy. I had a boy too? Well,
Daniel.
no. I'm married. Or whatever.
Harry already has Daniel.
I'm sorry?
Harry already has Daniel. Harry Daniel Mills. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't. No.
Harry has Daniel.
I don't want Daniel in there. It's weird. Joey, you know? Joey's a cute name. All Joeys are cute. That's fine. I'm going with Joey. Alright, next question.
Hi, so my name's Hannah, and the question is, if you could change personalities with anyone in the cast, who would it be and why?
All the time. It's so funny. But not permanently, for like a few days. I like who I am. A few days it'd be funny. It'd be great to be as funny as Sean McCarthy. He's one of the funniest human beings I've ever met. And I don't know where it all comes from, but it just comes out. Right, Jared? Yeah. And it's just, oh wait, Jared! Maybe it would be Jared. Alright, next question.
Hi, I'm Anastasia. What part did you
Sorry.
What part did you like to rip out most, and can you give us a demonstration?
Sorry. I'm giving tips. What am I doing now? I'm demonstrating something.
What part did you like to rip out most, and can you give us a demonstration?
Whose heart would I like to rip out and what Why don't you come up here? She's so slick. She's slick. Now if Lola were here, she takes her heart right back. So funny. But I need like props. Alright. I'm tired of you. Think you can trick me somehow and get up on stage? Is that what you think? Great job. Give it up for her. She's awesome. Alright, next question.
I want to say thanks for the quality content this week, because
Yes.
Regina was obviously a very
world. So I was wondering what, if anything, led into the psyche of Lana, and if they're still there now that the show is over.
Yes, I think a lot of it, I was so integrated, she was so in my soul, that it's taken and still is taking a bit to sort of, what's the word? Not really.
Let her go?
Kind of. There's a better word that I can't think of at the moment, but just exercise. It's really like just letting her go and sort of. I had to do this whole ritual. Actually, it took me about an hour, where I really just had, because I couldn't move on and do tax collector. And I couldn't I was like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not inspired? I don't understand. And I realized that she was such a huge part of me. Obviously, I mean, I lived with Regina for 7 years. It's a long time. But I would say that some of her unhappiness was in me for a bit too. Some of her inner struggle was a bit in me. And then also her fight, to overcome any obstacle that comes her way. There was a bit of a mourning period. And I'm kind of on the other side. I would say a bit more on the other side than I was 3 months ago. But she's not easy and still isn't easy to let go of. In fact, I almost started crying in my photo op. Someone said, "Thank you so much for playing Regina," and I was like, "Was it you?" It was you. Lost nice shit. Thanks. Oh, don't worry, don't feel bad. It's cute, it's nice. It's nice to feel on those levels. So, yeah, she's still here somewhere, but it's more like a sibling.
Thank you. Hi, my name's Sam. I'm a huge fan. I love you. And something I've always loved and been so interested in is Rumpel and Regina's dynamic.
Oh, you're 1 out of 10. How many people done that?
Yeah, I've always loved it since the thing you love most. That's been one of my favorite dynamics. They're so interesting. They go through enemies and frenemies and kind of lovers and all that stuff, and they get to a real place of true friendship in season 7. And I was wondering if you could talk about their development at all, or if you had a favorite Rumpel and Regina moment, anything like that.
I have a lot of Rumpel and Regina favorite moments from season 1 to season 7. I love some of the earlier episodes. I love Skin Teeth. Sorry, I just saw a play called Skin Tight, so that's stuck in my head. Well, not just, but a month ago. One of my favorite scenes is when she says, "Tell me your name, tell me your real name." And in the jail cell in Storybrooke. That, as a fan, gave me chills. And I just thought, as an audience, how thrilling and fun to watch this moment. And how fun it was for me to act it. Early on in those early years, you're so in this character in ways that you aren't in the same way in season 5 or 6. It's just a little bit different, right? It's kind of just morph and become the person over time. But in the early stages, you're really kind of finding this character. And I just remember it being so delicious that moment. It was like, oh, the audience is gonna love this. This is so cool. So I have so many moments with Rumpel, and even as young Regina, when we were like, is he seducing her? Gross. But even those moments were kind of cool and weird. And I like the cool and weird moments that they share. The things that make you uncomfortable are really fun to watch. Sorry, it's true.
It looks like in the past 12 months you've been to some incredible places. Does anyone stick out, the Maldives in Paris? Everybody, you've been everywhere. So is there anywhere that particularly sticks out to you?
The Maldives were quite an experience. It was really, honestly, I was there studying my ass off for directing. I read a giant textbook that big. I studied 4 or 5 hours a day, which was great. I liked doing that. And it was nice because no one could call me. You know, my phone didn't work, and each phone call was like $150, so it was like not answering the phone. And where better to concentrate than there? So beautiful. I went to Africa with my sister again, and that was probably the best. I really love Africa. Going with my sister was the best revenge ever, because she's terrified of bugs, and I didn't learn that until I was there with her. And she was like, "Oh my God, bugs are everywhere. What are we gonna do?" And I was like, "Oh, this is the best revenge. I gotcha. All those years, you pulled my hair, you smacked me around. Payback's a bitch." It was an expensive payback, but it was worth it. I would say the trip with my sister so far has been my favorite of my life, because sisters are, you know, some can be really evil. And but my sister and I are 7 years apart, and I've been very fortunate that I was able to have this experience with her, and it really brought us together. And she was like, "You do love me," and I was like, "I mean, come on, of course I do. You're my sister." But it really just like brought us so like together in a way that we've never experienced in my 41 years. So. Yeah, that was it. It was Africa with Dina.
Alright, saves to my punches.
Yeah, thank you. I could talk about that for a long time. That's fun.
Hi, Lana.
Hi.
I'm Lon. I was wondering if you could share with us any favorite or funny memories working with the Huntsman, Jimmy Dornan.
I'm crying already.
What you said?
He's crying. I'm crying already.
You're crying over Jamie Dornan? Over him. Any fun moments? I mean, he was so silly. So long ago. I mean, I don't have a lot of funny memories of Jamie Dornan, and it's simply because it was season 1, 7 episodes, and I was so isolated. I kind of isolated myself in season 1 because she was such a tough character to play that I just like stayed in my own space often. But I enjoyed working with him. I mean, I guess the moments when I was mean to him as Regina were fun. That was always fun in the beginning, you know, being a royal bitch. You know, it's fun. We all want to be that in life at times, but we can't get away with it the way you can on a television show. So, all right.
Hi, Lana. I'm Megan. I just wanted to say thank you for playing this character and being such a central part of the show that changed so many people's lives. When the show started, it had 2 strong and incredible single moms, which I feel isn't often represented. I know showing successful single mothers hit home for a lot of people, but it did especially for me. Through the course of the show, I became a single mom when my daughter was 2 months old, and I had to deal with the same kinds of struggles that Regina and Emma went through, and this show got me through times that I didn't think I would survive as a single mother. So I just wanted to ask, was that something that you and Jennifer talked about going into the show, that you were going to be playing single moms, and is it something you were thinking about when you were preparing to play Regina?
No, Jen and I didn't have those conversations. We didn't really collaborate much together. Just because it's just not how our characters were in the beginning. We never really talked about our characters in that way. Especially because they were at such odds for a good, 2 years. So we didn't collaborate. But I think we were both individually fighting for him. We weren't fighting for him together. So it was different. But I had my own, feelings and intentions, you know, playing this character and what I wanted and the relationship that I had with Henry. People looking at him like he's still Henry. I mean, but he is, but I know, your clip is so cute. It's like, I'm going to be there for your panel. I mean, I love it. But you know, all I really, as Regina, was consumed with was keeping my son. And that was primary to anything. That was my priority. And, you know, the union between the two moms didn't happen until much later. And at that point, I think Jen and I were just like used to, like, no, it's just gradually happening through these characters. So there's really nothing to talk about. It's already there in the writing. So we didn't have to collaborate on that level. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're not really in charge of that stuff because we're not writing it. Sometimes that's not our hat as actors. We just kind of have to do what's on the page with, you know, obviously our own sort of creative twist on it, but we can't really do that stuff together. Yeah. You're welcome. Hi. Where are you?
Oh, my name is Lillian.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
My question is, what is your favorite moment you made with Rebecca?
What is my favorite moment with Rebecca? Oh my God. Oh my God, there's so many. Slumber parties. Yeah. Hot tub. I make fabulous tea. I know, and I'm not English, so it's really complimentary and validating. Like the first person says you make kick-ass tea. Rebecca and I, we laugh. I think anytime we're together, we're crying and peeing in our pants, and that's the best. I mean, who doesn't want to be with someone who can laugh with all the time? So, she's one of my favorite people. Yeah, we're really lucky to have each other. So, yeah, any moments. We'll be here all night. I hope that answers your question. Thank you. Hi,
Lana. I'm Sandrine. I come from France. And I want to know if after 7 years in Once Upon a Time, you won't just take some time for you, your friends, your family, or if you already have new TV show project like actress, director, or why not producer, or if you would like to play in Broadway.
Yes to everything you said. I'm serious. Like, yes to everything you said. I have taken some time. I have, you know, back in LA, and being in LA is awesome and different because it's been quite some time. Seeing my family, my mom, my sister, my nephews, I've missed a lot. I've missed my friends and their kids, and one best friend of mine had 3 kids while I was away. I mean, yeah, sacrifices people think about. But I missed a lot. So yeah, I'm really just trying to make up for lost time. And taking good friends with me on trips and stuff, and taking my aunt to church. That really makes Andy happy. And I miss her. And now I'm like 10 minutes from her, so it's like, yeah, amen. God, it's so nice. So yeah, I do that with her once a month. And see my besties and try to spend as much quality time with them as I possibly can, whilst developing some things on my own. Yes, that is happening very, very much so. So we'll see what takes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Hi, my name is Violet, and I was just wondering if you still like your purple dress out of all the 7 seasons.
I still like my purple dress.
The Hulk dress.
How many? Which one? Yes, I love them all. Wait, is it like one purple dress?
The one that you first met with Killian.
Oh, the one with the jewels in the back? Yes. Yeah, I tried to steal that one. Wasn't very successful. Yes, I don't know where it is. If you find it, let me know. Give me a call so I can box someone over the head for it. Yes, I was very fortunate to wear the most incredible costumes, and I've seen a lot of renditions of that here, which is awesome. So, Eduardo Castro is a genius, and I do miss the costumes. I don't miss suffocating in them, but I do miss them, and I'm continuing this movie diet. Thank you. Next question.
Hi. I wanted to go into the acting and singing industry. So, when you're doing it, how are you able to get so emotional for a scene, and how does that affect your life?
That's very different for everyone, because everyone has their own approach to emotion. Some actors don't even know how to get there. Some actors have a hard time crying. It's different. There are various techniques that one can use, and then there are some real sensitive people in the world where it kind of comes quite easily. So it's a collaborative. It's like a marriage. It's like many different techniques and stuff that I've learned over the years, and also just me really being, embodying the character and really feeling the character's pain. So I would suggest keep studying, and in life, anything that affects you, really allow yourself to feel it and don't run from it. And if you can just remember what your body feels when you're feeling it, whatever that feeling is, kind of pay attention to how it affects your body.
Thank you.
Hi.
My name is Maddie. I just wanted to ask.
Baking my waffles! Pancakes! Only waffles if there's ice cream. Why, what about you, May? Well, where are you? My goodness. Oh, hi. Are you a waffle girl? Waffles. I'm all about pancakes.
Yes.
You do more pancakes.
Yes. Yes.
Pancakes, you can do more.
Yes.
Yeah. You can make sandwiches out of them.
Chocolate on.
Okay, next question. Lost the battle. Yes.
So I remember you mentioning once that you had been to Turkey, and I'm actually.
What do you think this is? Free show? Yes.
So I remember you mentioning once that you had been to Turkey, and I'm Turkish, so I was curious as to what made you decide to travel there, and what your favorite part of that trip was.
I was gifted a trip there, and I went with a good friend of mine who I've known since she was a baby, Jessica. Our moms went to high school together. And I was gifted a very exquisite yacht excursion. And so anyhow, I ended up, I had this crazy wild dream, and I'm not going to bore you with the details because it will take up the entire panel. But I had this crazy wild dream, and it led me to Pamukkale, Turkey. And that was not on the original itinerary. So I left earlier to go explore this place because I dreamt of it and I had never been there, but the wolf in my dream was like, "You must go." So I was like, changed our flights, left earlier, flew into Istanbul, went to all the places you're supposed to see in Istanbul, and then got on this small plane, and then got on this tiny bus, and ended up in Pamukkale. And it was amazing. I thought it was so magical. It's called, they have these beautiful pools that are like hot springs, but on these calcium covered mountains. It's like, what? It looks like snow, but everyone's in bikinis, and it's hot. And they call it the Fountain of Youth. And I thought it was so spectacular, and I loved it, and I wish I brought back all that mud because I miss those masks. But it's a really cool special place. So, and then Turkey's beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I recommend going to Turkey. I really loved it. So I would go back. Next.
Hi, Lana. Where is your favorite place to get pizza, and what do you like to get on top?
Ruby Rosa in New York. And I like the margarita pizza with pesto. Now that's because that place is really amazing, but if I were ordering from Domino's, I would get pepperoni and mushrooms. Yeah! You're welcome. Hi.
Hi, Lana. So, considering I'm a literal human burger, I need to ask, what is on your ideal burger?
What would I put on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cheese. Onion rings. Bacon. And barbecue sauce. And more barbecue sauce. On a yummy sesame toasted bun.
Yummy. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you're one, just keep back, girlfriend. Bite your buns in a minute. Hi. Good to see you again.
I'm a little overwhelmed.
Is it written there? No.
Explain the relationship that Regina has with her mother compared to the relationship that she has with her father.
Yes. The relationship that Regina had with Cora versus her relationship that she had with her dad. I believe Regina's relationship with Cora was very volatile and very hard because her mother was so controlling and manipulative. And she felt trapped, almost like she was in a prison. And I think she was frustrated with her father because her father didn't stand up enough for her. He didn't interfere. He didn't have the sort of strength that she wishes he had in order to really just stop Cora from, kind of controlling her life. And in return, I think Regina just had a very difficult time respecting her father in the beginning years for quite some time until she realized that he really is the one she loved most. Which is what led to her enacting this curse, unfortunately. The best part of the entire series for me playing Regina was the closure she was able to have with her dad. That was something really special to experience.
Yes, she said her fear was lonely.
I don't want to tell you. I think that's a dangerous question.
Don't worry, we'll keep it safe.
It's not you I'm worried about, it's the internet. People finding out where I live. It's like, wait, is that a snake? In my bed? I guess, one of my biggest fears is that, I won't see like world peace in my lifetime. I guess that's something that I really hope should, like, something we've been fighting for forever, but I don't know. It's like that young girl who was crying about what happens in the world. It's like, just, when are we going to figure this out? I just don't know when or how we change everyone's thinking. I guess that's why. One of my biggest fears is we're not going to have drinking water. We're not going to have water. One of my fears is that all the animals that we love in the world are going to die. One of my fears is that we're just going to destroy our world. That's one of my biggest fears. And I think, we need to really pay attention to what we're doing because, all the politics, all the things we fight for are wonderful, but what do we do when we don't have drinking water? What do we do when all those animals that I got to see in Africa they can no longer survive on this planet because we've destroyed the ozone layer so much that, everything's melting or freezing. There's more natural disasters. And I just think as a collective, we need to really be mindful of our waste. We need to really be mindful of what we're purchasing and all the things that I stand up for. My fear is that children that I want to have one day aren't going to, live on a planet that's still beautiful. And just hope we all work together to save our planet. It sounds really silly and whatever, but that's my biggest fear. Jared, you are my son. Even his parents say it. Where are we? Hi.
Hi, my name is Jessica, and I have a question for you, Lana. I want to let you know that you were a superb and fantastic director on Chosen. And I was wondering, what is your favorite show of yours and that you would like to direct?
American Horror Story. I like thriller and I just like creepy things. I think it would be really fun. I was at the David Lynch Festival of Disruption and I was so disturbed. And I love it. So, yeah, I like weird shit like that.
My question is, if Regina was to watch Disney's version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, how do you think she would react to herself being portrayed in that way?
Wait, the Disney version?
Yeah, like the Disney classic.
Oh! I think she would say, change your outfit already. New dress, dear. Yeah, she'd laugh. And a big bucket of popcorn. Yeah. Next question.
Hi, my name is Alana. I was wondering, did you draw inspiration from anybody for Regina?
Yes. Like 100 people and things. Yes, every year, every episode. I can't even go through that list. It's so long. Experiences, movies I've seen, actors I love, animation, music, dance. Yeah, that was. I've been constantly trying to think of so much. Is my name Oh. No, I like really emotional there. Yeah, so I mean, I find inspiration everywhere. I find it in you, so it's right there at your fingertips. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, I'm Emily. I love us all the time. You're amazing.
Thank you.
So, I wanna so Regina, she's able to do magic, and there's magic tricks in the real world. So I want to know, can you do this?
Did you just pick your nose? Am I supposed to? I'm not doing that right now. Maybe behind stage, like rubbing up Jared. I'm kidding.
Hi, Lana. My name's Riley, and I just wanted to...
Wait a second. Hold on a second, Riley. I'm sorry. I can't see what you did. My eyes aren't that great. Come closer. Sorry, I didn't want you to feel like I was ignoring you. I just really couldn't see it. Can you... I'm sorry, can you come closer?
Put on glasses. And then I saw...
Okay, that's not far from what I thought you were doing, by the way. And that is totally going to look like I picked right up. No, I can't do it. One finger just accidentally ended up in my nose, by the way. Thank you very much for embarrassing me on stage. Why don't you come up here and show them what you did, because I can't do this. Love doesn't stand a chance, though, does it, Dad?
Okay.
Anytime someone asks me to do it, I'm calling you. I can't do it. I have other kinds of talents.
So yeah, you cross your arms like this, and then you cross your fingers, but so my one finger will still, this. Okay, so this arm is in front of my other hand.
Okay. There you go.
Keep that finger in front of there. So your hands aren't actually...
I love kids. Thank you for making me look ridiculous. I appreciate it. I'm sure everyone else does. Now to live somewhere on some other weird thing on social media. Thank you very much. Social media.
Love it.
Next question. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so I'm in an upcoming production of School of Rock, and my director's having us work on a lot of character development. So I was wondering what helps you in developing the characters that you've played throughout the years, and do you have any tips for actors like me when it comes to forming their characters?
Have you read any books on acting?
A couple.
Well, you should read like 20 more. I would say read Stanislavski's, character development. There's like all these building a character. That should be really helpful. It's a good place to start. There's a lot that goes into this conversation, so I would just recommend those books. Anything, Stella Adler and we want to check off, like, just study. Just study. There's so much technique out there. Strasbourg is a bit emotional and totally screw with your head, as long as you know how to, snap out of it. And that's, the techniques. But, yeah, just study your craft. That's what I highly recommend. And building a character is many different ways. And I think everyone does it differently. The way Rebecca works is not the way I work. The way Jared works isn't the way I work. But you can learn from everyone. And then you can just build your own sort of, melting pot of techniques. And reach into that pot when you're working on something and see what fits. Well, next question.
Hi Lana, my name is Lucy, and you seem like such a positive person. What have you done in your life to develop a good sense of self-esteem?
I'm sorry. I can't see or hear. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hi Lana, my name is Lucy. You seem like such a positive person. What have you done in your life to develop a good sense of self-esteem?
Oh, I have good self-esteem. I've seen a lot of tragedy in the world, and I think, seeing how awful people can be to other people has made me want to go in the opposite direction. So that, being conscious of my actions and behavior, taking responsibility for things, communicating when it's hard, talking about the things that are awkward, talking about the things that you don't want to talk about, but focusing on the end result, which is solution and positive outcome. So, yeah. Thank you. That's a very adult question and a very good one. Hi.
Hi, my name is Kaylee. Out of Facilier, Daniel, and Robin, who would you bring back to the
Kind of a no-brainer. Good old Robbie. He really was Regina's ultimate love. There's no question about that. That's how it was written, and that's what we experienced for years. So, yes.
Hi Lana, I'm Casey.
Hi Casey.
Hi. So my question is, congratulations on your directorial debut in season 7.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask, what was that experience like?
Amazing! So much fun, and a lot of people say, oh, Lana, you're the actress on the show, they're not going to let you fail. They're going to hold your hand. No, they handed the reins over to me, and I really appreciated it. Like, I wish you were in that episode. You weren't in my episode. The one I directed.
No, I wasn't.
But I guess also...
And I wouldn't have done whatever you said either. I would have been really a difficult actor.
I'd drag him out of the makeup trailer and act with the makeup and eyeliner. But I really loved it. I had such an incredible time, and what I really appreciated more than anything was the producers really trusting me. And they did hand over the reins, and that felt really validating and really good. And Adam and Eddie actually flew up one day on my 3rd day of filming, and I was like, what are we going to do? And they got up there and they sat behind me and they just kind of watched, and they said, well, we were scheduled to be here for 3 days, but this is your set and we're leaving tonight. So that was really, really validating. So I miss it, and I wish the show was still on so I could have directed one. Like this guy every day.
That's so cool. That's why everyone loves you though, because you have this natural empathy. And so as a fellow actor, fellow artist, like whenever we got to work together, even if we were rivals, it was always, the love was underneath. And that is a safe working environment when you're generous with you're one of the most talented people in the world. What makes you an amazing human is your capacity for empathy. It's like when you're backstage and we're talking about fresh water and animals. That's a bigger issue than being an actor on a show. It's thinking about other people, you know?
And our planet that we inhabit that's given us everything!
So did they ask you? You like, is it pancakes or waffles?
I said pancakes, and everyone said yelled it.
I was pancake too, wait a minute.
House.
Pancakes or waffles, make America great with breakfast.
Alright, hey, listen everyone, I don't know if I'm going to be able to say thank you, because, no, we won't, this is it.
This is it.
Okay, so, everyone's going to hate me because I'm going to be late to whatever I have to do next, but, this has been so incredible. I got really emotional thanks to this lady right here who said thank you for playing Regina all these years. I did not expect that. I was so emotional right now.
We love you. You're incredible.
The kids that I've met, Lucas, he's forever his cutie bear. I mean, all of you and these costumes and your love and your stories and your fervent hearts and your committed, hearts to not just the show but to one another, the friendships, the love. I want to just congratulate all of you for your fight, and your hearts, because how big are they? You love on such a huge level, and that means so much to us. Thank you for being so dedicated, so loyal to us, for believing in us, for making us laugh, cry, smile.
You inspire us!
Well, you inspire me. I love you all. Onward and upward. There are other great shows that we're going to make out there, and we hope that you stick along and follow us with your open hearts and your open minds to whatever we choose to do creatively. Your stories in the world. Thank you, and I love you.
Oh yeah. The queen. All right.